Hi, hello, peace be to you. And this is on my heart. This is something I want to share. If you struggle, if you suffer, if you are experiencing overeating, binge eating in a way that's it's affecting your life, you feel that it's affecting your life negatively. If you are experiencing this, what you likely have in your human design graph. So it's going to be a little bit of a mix with human design. I just want to talk about some pointers that probably I am like highly sure, I'm pretty sure that if you're someone who's going through overeating or who's struggling with that or struggling with any part of that, likely you have these markers in your energetic blueprint. So firstly, what do I know is I know I'm a counselor, emotional support counselor. I work with people. As well myself, years ago, I did suffer with overeating. I suffered for many, many years. I never told anyone, I never told a soul, not my family, not my friends. And it was a source of huge shame for me. And I just felt like this is me forever. I'm never going to get over this. I guess this is life now, kind of thing. I thought I tried everything. I really thought I tried everything. I just was like, and then because I wasn't getting better, I thought it was just, I was stupid. It's like such a spiral. A lot of these like self-loathing, self-love, lack of self-love based, lack of social support, like true holistic understanding of the diverse and the complexities of being a human these days can cause these kind of things to come out. So I want to share like the things that's really made me feel so validated and understood. And honestly, like since going from that point where I didn't think that ever I would have a different experience with food, I never thought that I could be those people who like had cookies in the house or whatever those things. I literally thought that's impossible. And now it's normal. Now it's fine for me that now I really like don't have a problem with it. Thanks God, praise God, because I did have this experience of meeting someone who changed my life, and basically my overeating was like ended overnight, spontaneously, automatically by God, thanks God. And that's kind of a little bit of a different story, but it's how I really realized that it's so energetic, so energetic. Overeating and all of this stuff, especially with food and energy in any form coming in, allowing ourselves to do anything, boundaries of any sort, a lot of it is so energetic. And what that means is that we can have all of the lists, like drink a glass of water before your meals, make sure to put your fork down every bite, make sure to do that. Like there's all these like things. There's so many things you can do, so many things you can do. But if we're not like addressing, if the energy underneath is not changing, it's like it's gonna find a way to get expressed. If we have this challenging energy, it's like it's gonna work its way out, and it's gonna be extra annoying because we've done all these good things to put all these things in place to prevent it from happening, and then it happens, and we're like, oh, well, now I'm even more frustrated at myself. So this is going to be a quick little guide as well to the human design system. I share human design in my counseling sessions if the person is resonant with that. And I feel I've never met someone who isn't so far, inshallah. I think it's really here at this time to help us evolve our understanding of energy. And it's a really beautiful way just to visualize what may be going on in our energy system and understanding that our energy systems are so different than one another. It totally makes sense why some people are good at this, some people are good at that, why some people, we're all so different, and to expect one person to act like the other and be healthy doing that is not right. So without further ado, I will change my screen to a screen share of a human design body graph. And it's going to be of mine, because I feel that mine has some of these markers, the ones I'll be talking about. Okay, so here we go. This is a human design chart. I've got this from www.mybodygraph.com. I recommend this site for beginners if you're new to human design, because it has this nice kind of mouse over function where you can see the information, extra information, when you just mouse over, which is really cool. So this is my chart, and basically what human design will show you is this is generally our energy centers. There is 9 centers in the human design tradition. It's very similar to the 7-centered 7 chakra system, which most of us are pretty familiar with now. Just 2 of those centers have split to create 9. And there's a lot more information. I'm going to be sharing more soon because people have been asking, and it's fascinating. But I'm just going to dive into what markers you might have if you are struggling with overeating or with any kind of emotional addictions. So first off, particularly with overeating, I want to talk about this gate 55. So if you have it, firstly, you can get your chart for free. You can go to this website and put in your information and get your chart for free. All you need is your date of birth, the time you were born. Really, like, if you can get it, it's the best. So try your hardest to get the time. It should be on your birth certificate. And the nearest city to where you were born. So get this information, go download your chart and have a look. See if this 55 is defined. So the 55 is really a lot about food, being full. It's really, people who have this say we shouldn't be eating when we're not hungry, or working when we don't want to work, like doing anything when the body's energy is not in the mood for it. The 55, it's a kind of emotional energy. It's a kind of emotional energy where it's so strong. It's like it's the emotional energy that has the highest highs and lowest lows. And that's nature. So one of the best things about human design that was freeing for me is understanding that our emotions, we all experience emotions differently, and it's all perfect. And we're in a way designed to go through those highs and lows. When we're low, we're introspective and melancholic, and we find the meaning that's important to us. And when we're in our high, we're excited enough to share that with the world. It's just a function. It's just another element of being a human these days. There's no shame in it whatsoever. But emotions take time. So the 55, if we have this, it's prone somebody to experiencing some of these really high highs and really low lows, which I don't know for you, but I used to severely judge myself for the lows, because I felt that in the lows, I wasn't productive. I didn't want to hang out with anybody. And that means like I couldn't people please. And, you know, who doesn't want to people please when you're a young woman, Western woman? So I just really like judged that whole thing. I resisted it, I pushed it away. Having this means that someone has consistent emotional energy. That's just the way it is. And really the thing about this 55, it's about abundance. It's about abundance. So almost like overeating is kind of a warped perspective of that. There's something really noisy now. As well, if you have the whole channel, which means you have both of these gates, 39, 55, this as well can be involved with emotions, be involved with pushing ourselves past those limits in terms of emotional addictions, because we have not been taught how to healthily and successfully process our own emotions. Usually this is something we have to learn all on our own right now. I mean, maybe now there's more ways we can learn, but in the past, it's likely that there potentially just wasn't help. There wasn't any information or support. As well, moving on, if you have this 22, if you have the 22, which is about grace. And the thing is with these is, if you have any sort of individual circuitry, which is one of the circuits in this electrical diagram, if you like, one of them is dedicated to individual energy. And individual energy can be prone to bouts of melancholy, and that's just a nature of it. It's nothing wrong with it. Many, many creatives and artists have this because it's the bravery to try something different. It's individual, but at the same time, it can be melancholic because you're a little bit alone, but you need to do the things that you need to do. So having individual circuitry, having these emotional versions of it, 55, 22, they're definitely, if you suffer with overeating, I'm pretty sure that you probably have those defined, which is colored in. Otherwise, even if you don't have them defined, likely, even if you don't have them defined but you still suffer with overeating, there is the potential that you've been conditioned to acting that way, feeling super melancholic, going really deep into your emotions just because someone in your family did that and you have been kind of programmed with their energy. So that's really possible as well to kind of think about, is there overeating in my family? You know, that's kind of like the first thing we go to. Probably high chances if someone's an overeater in your family that you have more chance of going through it because there is this energy conditioning as well as genetics. The second thing I want to talk about just now, there's always a million things we can talk about, but the second thing I want to talk about is having this open spleen. Splenic center is the whole energy, this is the whole center. And it's about our well-being. It's about instincts, instinctual understanding. So when people have it defined, they kind of, their body, unless they have a lot of trauma, their body can understand what's instinctively good or not for them in the moment. And it's really quick, it's really quick. But if you have it open, which is it's white, it's not colored in. If you have it open, it means that you're being a filter for this splenic energy of the people around you and the environment itself. So having an open spleen center is very likened to be kind of a natural healer because you have this ability to kind of synthesize and understand all the instincts in your environment, understand kind of where everybody is, what the deal is, you know, who needs what. Maybe like someone's in need. You feel that when someone's in need. Which, a beautiful gift. But remember, not many of us have been told how to work with our energy, how to even understand that sometimes the energy we feel is not ours. So basically, if you spend a lot of time around someone else who's feeling, you know, their body's going through some sickness, me and anyone else with the open spleen center feel that energy running through us. If you have an open spleen center, it's not good for you to be around kind of the wrong, like bad or toxic energies or people for long. I'm not saying never, like for sure, many of us work in environments and choose to be in environments that we want to help and that need help and that want to be with us too. But for long, this is talking about like friendships or workplaces that there's toxic energies in there. There's a lot of sickness. You're not being recognized. You're not getting the energy you need. They don't give you the breaks you need. This is all going to be a drain through your system here. And the catch is you probably won't notice it straight away. You will, but like not really, because so much energy is kind of filtering through the spleen when you have an open spleen. I feel like it takes a while for us to understand, oh, okay, actually that wasn't good for me. And maybe it takes a few times. So even if we eat things, it can be like, oh, I don't know if this is good or not for me yet. It takes a little bit of time for us to decipher what's our energy, what's someone else's energy. So because of that, as well as just not really understanding the impact on our own physical body. The spleen center, if it's open, can have these themes that are holding on to what isn't good for you. And many people who have suffered with addictions have had open spleens, like Amy Winehouse, God bless her. And I'm sure that people, if you have suffered with an emotional addiction, it may be likely that you have an open spleen. And it's not good or bad. Nothing is either good nor bad. It's just, it is what it is. And once we understand something new about ourselves and we give ourselves something new to kind of chew on and work with, especially something that's freeing and validating and tells you you're not wrong, you're beautiful, you have a design for a reason, we can start taking more control and more understanding of our lives. So if you have an open spleen, the thing is, just be very aware that you're super sensitive. You're super sensitive. Probably as well, it's hard. There may be more toxic workplaces than non-toxic workplaces right now. And Corona and lockdown, that was kind of like, there were some good parts about it in just getting people in their own auras, in terms of the fact that a lot of people were suffering in their workplaces. A lot of people started enjoying working from home. And that can just be because many people do have an open spleen and they feel other people. They feel other people. That's it. So with that, definitely places to continue addictions that are not good for our health without really having our instincts kick in and tell us no way, I'm not doing that, that's not good for me. As well, holding on to things from other people, blah, blah, blah. And lastly, what can we do about all of this? Probably the best tip is to check out your human design. I really recommend, because it's super interesting. I found it really, really freeing. A lot of people say it's like a giant permission slip, saying and allowing them and offering them to actually can start living the life they always thought they were meant to. They always thought they were meant to work like that. They always thought they enjoyed this more than that. But we kind of got told by society that there is this one, highest thing that everybody should be, this one kind of epitome of being a worker that works all the time, and it's just kind of a bit obscene what our standards are, to be honest, but it's the way it is, and it's changing, inshallah. But in the meantime, one thing that's really good for you to do is take your time. Note the environments where you want to overeat after. The things you do where you want to overeat after. Usually it's going out in the evenings, maybe when yourself or other people are eating a lot, drinking a lot, doing things that maybe aren't super healthy. You pick that on, you pick up that energy, and it makes you want to do that too. So keep that in mind. And if you do have to be somewhere, afterwards, give yourself half an hour where you just relax, where you just relax in the bed and you listen to music, or you play video games, or you put on some whatever. 30 minutes of just relaxing after you do anything. And that will help. That will help release a little bit of the energy from other people. Okay, and sign up at this thing if you are interested to learn more about overeating. I work with a modality called tapping, called EFT, and I want to bring out a journey soon, because I know this is something that really affected me, and I want to make sure that I can share the wisdom that I feel God has gifted in my life, and have a safe space for people who want to overcome stuff like this. Not just for eating, for emotional addictions of all sorts, smoking, drinking, whatever you have. So thanks so much for being here. And yeah, subscribe if you feel like you vibe with me, because I have lots of really, really cool, really interesting stuff coming out. And I know sometimes things can be really challenging, But it is true that there is so much things available these days, thank God. Like God is gifting us with really like so many beautiful things, solutions and love and insights. And I know there's like a thread or a breadcrumb somewhere in your life if you are looking for a positive, even more positive change. And maybe this is it. So thank you so much. God bless you. Wish you all the best.